Lesson 8, Introduction to Feelings with Miss Love. Our objectives for this lesson are: I can reach back in my prior knowledge to access my emotional literacy. So, the language that we use to understand emotion. And I can understand why it is important to share my feelings. Our schedule is as follows: first, journal; next, lesson; last, exit ticket. Our journal for this lesson is: what are some feelings that you would consider comfortable? What are some feelings you would consider uncomfortable? And we're going to talk about this more, but I just kind of want to get an idea of, firstly, what you consider comfortable versus uncomfortable. What are those definitions to you? But also, in describing feelings and categorizing feelings and putting feelings in boxes, which ones would you say were comfortable for you and which ones would you say were uncomfortable? After this slide, you're going to see a timer for 2 minutes. Once the box is completely red, that means that the time is up, and we're going to move on into the next slide and kind of get into the lesson. So this slide is the meat of our lesson. I'm going to spend some time on this slide, so get comfortable, guys. This slide goes over 8 ideas about emotions. And after I read everyone, I'm kind of going to give an explanation of what it means. The first one says, all feelings are okay to have. So, feelings are a natural part of our day to day. They are a reaction to something that is occurring in our environment. They might be directly following the situation that occurs, they might be something that kind of sits there and then they come out at a different time, but they are always a reaction to something. And sometimes we can't control it, so we have to be okay with the fact that we're going to have feelings. All feelings are okay. And in a lot of instances they can be justified because it's how you feel. Um, we just have to learn how to navigate that properly. Number two, feelings give us important information. I cannot stress this enough. The way we feel gives us very important information about a lot of things. It gives us important information about what our sentiment is, or what our thoughts are about a particular situation occurring. It gives us insight into who we are as people, how a certain situation affects us, helps us better understand who we are and what we do and do not like, or what we do and do not want in our lives at any given moment. So feelings give us so much information. It's so important to pay attention to them. Number three says we should pay attention to our, it says play, but it's supposed to be pay. We should pay attention to our feelings and try to understand them. So we should definitely pay attention to what it is we're feeling, and not just the feeling itself. Pay attention to what happens before the feeling. Pay attention to what happens after the feeling. It's going to tell you a lot about who you are, which is probably the one of the most important things we can do as we navigate this earth, is try to figure out who exactly we are so we can understand how we fit into the grand scheme of things. So feelings can help you do that. You just have to pay attention to them so that you can better understand them. Number 4, feelings are either comfortable or uncomfortable. So, like I said, we're going to get into this. So, feelings have the ability to make you feel okay, and feelings have the ability to make you not feel okay. But also, they have the ability to make people around you feel okay or not feel okay. So, in the context of the curriculum and the text, comfortable is, I guess, a positive, and we'll say uncomfortable is. I'm using the word negative, but not truly a negative. It's just to give the contrast in this example. So maybe a comfortable feeling is happy, and an uncomfortable feeling is angry. Number 5, feelings can give either more energy or less energy. So feelings can give you, they can kind of raise your energy, or they can lower your energy. So anger and happiness, they both give you more energy, but then in that instance we have to decide if they're comfortable or uncomfortable. And sadness, but also calm, can give you less energy, but they're at two different realms of comfortable and uncomfortable. So those are kind of just ways to categorize our feelings to help us better understand feelings. We can show emotional expressions on our faces. So we don't see ourselves, right? We don't look at our faces when we're talking to people. It's unlikely. Unless you're talking to a mirror, it's not likely that you'll see yourself. We express how we feel on our face. You can tell when somebody is happy. You can tell when somebody is sad. You can tell when somebody is angry. Even if they don't say it, you can tell just by looking at their face. It's important to talk to them about it, because sometimes what they are expressing might not be the feeling that they are feeling, or it might be good to talk to them so you can understand why they're feeling the way they're feeling, so you can help them if you can. Number 7 says, feelings are inside of us. Naming them helps us know what we are feeling. So it is very, very important to use language when expressing our feelings. We can yell, we can be angry, we can shout, we can do all of those things. But after all that is all said and done, we can laugh even. But once that is all said and done, we need to be able to name those feelings, give life to those feelings with language, be able to express to somebody that I am feeling happy. This is why I am feeling happy. This is what I do. This is how I present when I'm happy. Because not everybody understands a laugh. Not everybody understands a yell. Not everybody understands a smile. It might seem like a commonplace thing for people to understand, but not everybody does. So language is the common ground for most of us. We can all typically understand the words that we've been using since we were young. So it's very important that we use those words, especially when we're expressing our feelings. And the last one says, we can feel more than one feeling at a time. And this is the tricky part. You can feel happy but nervous, right? You can feel angry but calm. You can feel all these different things at once. You can feel more than two emotions at a time. So that's even more of a reason of being able to express those feelings through language, being able to say, I'm happy, but I'm chill. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. I'm angry, but I also feel relieved, right? So you can feel all those different things, and it's important that you're able to say how you feel and when you feel what you feel. And that concludes the ideas about emotions. The 8 ideas that I gave you today were from our PATS curriculum. And we're going to actually move into our exit ticket. Our exit ticket is going to talk a little bit about that high energy, low energy aspect of feelings. So, for our exit ticket for this lesson, I want you to list at least 5 feelings, and you're going to tell whether they are feelings that give you more energy or less energy. You're going to post these responses on our Google Classroom homepage. It's going to be a post that asks for this, so it's going to be a post entitled Lesson 8, Introduction to Feelings, and it'll just outline what I'm saying to you now. So you're going to list 5 feelings and say whether they are more energy feelings or less energy feelings. And this is tailored to you. It's not based on anybody else because feelings are different for everybody. So while happiness might give me more energy, it could give you less energy. So, with that being said, don't worry about how somebody else may interpret their feelings. Worry about how you feel you interpret your feelings. I look forward to viewing your responses.